Reality recap.
And hi, everyone. Yes, I know you have the reunion. Yes, we have 2 more episodes. And then we have the reunion of
I look like the slave. I look like a mom. She was like, you the one that look like you got a high body count hair. I fell the fuck out, y'all.
Candace, has Deborah reached out to you to apologize after the episode aired showing Chris did not flirt with her?
She wouldn't dare. She would get eaten for breakfast.
Oh boy.
No, she's doubling down.
Why would you go meet with Ray J without talking to Princess or letting her know why? Like, she's trying to justify that she told her after the fact and not supposed to make it.
What do you think of your ex-husband Jim coming out and saying you did not try to stop him from suing Shannon and Tamara?
That's a good question. Well, I mean, if his memory is a little foggy about what transpired back then, that's okay. However, he did admit that I had nothing to do with the.
Reality recap. Reality recap.
What's up, y'all? Happy hump day in the middle of the day. It is your girl V with Reality Recap here for another Tea Talk session live. We're streaming live right now across Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube to talk about this past Sunday's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I was about to say New Jersey. Don't ask me why, but for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just in case you can't watch this live in its entirety, you can always go to my YouTube channel to see my live recaps, any pre-recordeds, because they're not all live. So if you don't want to miss a thing, go to what you see on the screen at Reality Recap 2876. Subscribe, please. Hit your little like buttons on this video. And again, tell a friend to tell a friend. Last but not least, make sure you're following me on Instagram and Facebook, reality_recap, for all the hot news, rumors happening in reality TV world. All right. And the comments is open. The chat is live, honey. Let me know your thoughts. Hi, Toria. Thank you for checking in. Let me know your thoughts on Sunday's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta as I give you my thoughts. Now, if you're looking for the episode, I know some of you stream it on other platforms, but this episode was episode 12. And the name of the episode is The Frack Is Back, as we know, Phaedra Parks, the shade queen of them all, honey, returned on this week's episode. And it was a time. She was only on for about 5 minutes, but she did more than that 5 minutes. I told y'all, more than that 5 minutes than these girls have done all season. She read them for filth in less than 5 minutes. Yeah, she had tea on everybody. So let's get into it. So we started off the episode with Kelly and Shamia. Kelly visited Shamia's house. They do too much. The two of them, like, I don't know. I keep seeing like mixed reviews about Shamia and saying how, oh, she's like the new it girl. I don't get that vibe yet, y'all. She talks too much. She, like, I'm tired of hearing her try to push this song on us. I don't know. I'm just not there yet. Not that I don't like Shamia. I'm just not going to coin her the it girl of Atlanta. She doesn't have a Kim Zolciak presence, a Nene's presence, a Cherie Whitfield presence. She does not give me a Lisa Wu presence. I'm not there with her as of yet. But Kelly comes over, they're hot fiving and popping champagne and screaming and jumping up and down. And Shamia also, for me, essence of a great housewife is great fashion and style. I love to see a housewife that can dress. And when I say dress, it doesn't have to be labels. Cynthia Bailey taught us that, right? That you can wear stuff that's not name brand. It's how you put it together. It's not on you, it's in you. And Shamia, I get the sense that she's looking for popularity through the labels that she wear. Every episode, we're seeing Balmain across her chest. In the pool, she's wearing Dior visor, Dior, wrap, Dior bathing suit. And I get it. She got the coins to do it. I just think she needs the coins and just go ahead and get No IG Jeremy that styles everybody in Atlanta. Go ahead and get him to help her out. Like, just because it has a label, honey, what did Luann tell us? Even Louis Vuitton makes mistakes, honey. So I just feel like that too, I'm not impressed. We either see her in head to toe labels, Chanel, Balmain, Dior, or then we don't see her in that and we see her in these like summer maxi dresses. I don't know. It's no in between. Again, I'm not harping on her. I don't dislike her. Just she's not what everybody's making her to be. I'm not there with her yet. Like, we saw NBC did their upfront photo shoot. A lot of Bravo stars there, and noticeably no Phaedra was not Phaedra, no Portia there, but Shamia was there, and everybody's saying, "Oh, she's coming to the forefront. She's at the front," and I'm just not getting that. Thank you for checking in, guys. Thank you, Toria. Fanny said, I can't believe Portia let her make it with Naked. Just piggybacking on Go Naked. She came in on 10 twirl trying to be Kenya. This won't end well. I guess you're talking about Brittany, exactly. But I think Portia did speak on that, how there's no similarity. Her company has been off the ground for well over 10 years. I don't think we're gonna see anything from Bare and Naked, honey, because it was giving bare bones, okay? But we gonna get into that. Thank you, Henny said, hey, I'm with you, girl. Yeah, no dislike, no hate. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. So they get together, Shamia and Kelly wants Shamia to host a cash trip. They're going away. They're going to Grenada. That is on my list of places to go. So I'm excited to see all about Grenada. But they are going away. It took way too long. It was so annoying for Shamia to guess where they were going. I was like, how long we're gonna drag this out? Just tell her where we go. Where y'all going, child? I said we, because we going with them, honey. But yeah. So they are going to plan a cash trip. Kelly also talked about being at the end of her divorce, that she owes the lawyers a whopping $158,000 because she has been going through this divorce with her ex-husband for over 2 years. That's why it's important to get that prenup when there's money on the table, businesses involved, celebrity status, hell, even if you ain't got all of that, just prenup it up so that there's just something in place to have what's gonna happen if you guys do divorce, because my God, 158,000. So y'all already know this is why she's stressed to get that second Waffle House up and running, her second location. She got to make these coins. So I said, instead of wearing these couture dresses with her areola showing that Watch What Happens Live with that huge dress over her head like this, looking like a McDonald's arch, instead of buying them couture dresses, child, you might want to pay these lawyers, okay? So, and that stylist you paying, you're getting your daughter's 17 pocketbooks for her 17th birthday. Pay these lawyers, child. So, but she's at the end of her divorce. They are actually divorced at this point. Her husband, I reported on this. Her husband sent a cease and desist to her because he feels that she's portraying him negatively on the show and not telling the story in a good light for him. So he sent a cease and desist. He also sent notice that he needs his child support lowered. He's saying, listen, you ain't giving me that chicken and waffle money no more. I'm not making money from that. My income is significantly changed and he can't afford the current child support payment. So he's looking to have that lowered as well. But yeah, she owes them lawyers and she got to get that paid. Then we see Portia looking at houses. I was wondering, and I think they did ask her, someone asked her on the after show, like, are you keeping the house that you're in now that Simon's, gone? I don't know if the Go Naked and Pamper by portion is making enough and the Bravo checks. I don't know, for her to pay for that huge mansion that she has with Simon, but she looked at houses because she was saying that she didn't know if the prenup was going to be enforced, if she was going to have to move out. Maybe she can pay for it, but she was just making sure that she had a plan B in case things didn't go her way, which we do know now that the prenup is being enforced. They are set to go to court sometime soon. I saw and reported on this as well, probably in my stories. I didn't put it on my page, that Portia is looking to attend divorce court virtually because she says that she doesn't want to be in the courtroom. Well, she didn't outright say that because it's being said basically that Simon is going to attend court. He's going to be escorted there by a marshal because he's still being detained by ICE. She doesn't want to be in the courtroom with Simon. That's what I believe. But her lawyer is arguing that she has appearances where she has to leave at a drop of a dime. She has obligations with Bravo. So they're saying that they would like for her to attend court virtually. I just don't think she want to come face to face with him after calling ICE on him. I'm kidding. I don't know that for sure. Allegedly, don't get me in no trouble here, y'all. But I don't think she wants to come face to face with him. So, Otoria, that's the amount of the home, like 7.5 million. Like, yeah, that's a lot of mortgage payments. So I don't know if she can really handle that on her own. I think because she put all of that on the side. That wasn't what Portia was coming back here for. She was coming back to show us her good life, traveling and jet setting with Simon, and that's not the case. So now y'all see her picking up Pampered by Portia, doing events, trying to push that, the Go Naked hair, which she is selling that hair to me. I might buy some of her hair because I swear them wigs she be wearing, I don't want the wigs. I just want the bundles, but her hair be laid every time we see her. So she is pushing that Go Naked hair, honey, even though she fired Drew as the ambassador. But anyway, she goes shopping. Is it that? And the house that she looked at, Toria, was it about 4 million or so? The house she looked at, I can't remember exactly. It was somewhere between 2 or 4 million. The house that she went to look at, which was absolutely gorgeous as well. So either way, she's living better than me, and the house is dope. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted with their divorce hearing when that comes up, and does she have to attend or not. I don't know if she got an answer yet. I didn't see if she got an answer on if she could attend virtually or not, but that's what the paperwork her lawyer submitted. So what? So Michelle ATL saying Simon is out and he calls her. Oh my, I might have to look into that, Toria. I just assumed as soon as he got out, because he's not on the ICE website anymore, but that's been like that for a while. I didn't know if it was because of his celebrity status that they took it off after everybody got a screenshot of him in there. I don't know. I'll check it again to be sure. I just assumed as soon as he got out, his Twitter fingers would get to going and he'll be back to posting and making her life a living hell. So I will look into that. Hey, Lily, thank you for checking in. I will definitely look into that. Thank you very much, girl. But yeah, after she went to look for houses, I don't know why I noted this because it really is not important. We saw we saw Kelly. Why Kelly doing that to her dog, y'all? It's too much. Like, it's too much. The dog looks miserable. She's dyeing the dog all these different colors. She's bedazzling the dog's back. She's putting lashes on the dog. It's borderline giving, somebody needs to call Peter, honey. I'm tired of seeing that. I don't think people are really into that, and the dog looks miserable. Don't ask me why I put that in my notes. Tori said, oh, somebody just told me. I don't know if that is true. Okay, I'll look into it. I'll go on the ICE website and see if he's out. I doubt it. But if he was, he'd be on that Instagram account. But I'll definitely look into it though. But yeah, why is Kelly doing that to her dog? Don't ask me why. It was just in my notes of what is she doing to this dog. I literally, why is Kelly doing that shit to that dog? Anyways, Shamia is at the radio station. We see her do an interview. I didn't like Shamia's energy. A lot of you reacted to Shamia at that radio station where she has such big beef with Drew just because Drew called her a lapdog. She don't have this energy for Portia at all. When we saw that pointless sit down that they had in the previous episode, but she was giving crabs in a barrel energy to me. Like, she's on the show shading Drew's song, shading her song, and telling her, you ain't never had a hit like this. Yes, you do. Her music is doing way better than yours, sis. I said, this didn't age well, did it? But she was like, instead of spending her interview talking about her music and what's going on with her, what producer she worked with, is it more than just this one song? Do you have an album coming? She didn't talk much about that. It was more so shading Drew, being, rude to her. And I just didn't like that. Like, I feel like, unpopular opinion, I think Drew is winning. Yeah, does Drew lie? Is she really Michael Jordan's cousin? No. Do she tell some lies? Yes, I do think that. But I feel like there's so much Drew conversation this season with Portia, and this taken out of context text message that she didn't say she was trying to give up booty for beats and all of that. It's all this Drew. And Drew over here dealing with Ralph's in her basement, getting her music, getting her music label contract together, getting her music out, hitting the studio. Like, I'm really starting to like Drew this season. I am. She has really, flown above all the haters. I fly above. I feel like she's definitely giving that energy this season. So I'm here for Drew. I don't care. Toria said, not a Drew fan, but I don't like Shamia shading Drew's song, especially when we hear free songs and don't hear hers. Oh no. Toria. Oh no. Yeah, I feel you on that. Like, just not the energy I want to see them give as Black women. Like, y'all could be shady, y'all can have y'all beef, but when it comes to going to a radio station, don't put nobody else that song down to try to lift yours up. Like, I get that's what sells the interviews and get the people wanting to watch the show. It gets the people going. I get that, but I just felt like it was corny to me. Lily, you sick of Portia? Lord. Lily, why? I'm sick of Portia. Why does she care if her baby daddy films with Drew? She's wacky. I talked about that in my previous recap, Lily. I just feel like this is the storyline she had to grasp onto because things didn't work out with Simon. She thought she was coming on here as Miss Gubadia. And like I said, she was going to be jet set and going to Costa Rica, her second home, and to Dubai and all of those things. And it didn't work out like that. Now she had to pivot into this fake beef with Shamia that I don't even believe that. I feel like they both in on it. But her fake beef, in my opinion, with Shamia, as well as this grasping for a storyline with Drew recording with Dennis, where I feel like Portia was well aware that they were recording, and it only became an issue from a recent interview that Drew did with Carlos King, that it only became an issue once cameras went up, that she was aware. Dennis even said it when she was over in Africa eating fufu. She didn't care nothing about them working together. But when that fell apart and she comes back to filming, all of a sudden she cares. So I definitely agree with you there. I'm not per se over Portia. I feel like she's at capacity. Like, at this point in filming, Simon is giving her hell on the internet. He's sending cease and desist. He's suing. He's sending law papers so she can't film in her house. She can't film in the cars and all of those things at this point in filming. So I felt like that. And then her trying to show up as her fun self, shading and arguing with the girl. She just don't have the capacity. So her return to me was a flop. But I would love to see what she would bring when she's on the other side of this divorce, maybe in the next season. I'll give her another shot. I will. And Tori said, I don't like Drew just playing victim when it comes to her and Ralph and playing in the fans' face. She be lying too much. Other than that, yeah, Drew, leave Drew alone. Yeah, I told she totally be lying. I told y'all, I don't know how you gonna kick a man out the house and he's standing in the basement, but he the one paying all the bills. Y'all can go watch. I keep telling y'all, watch my episode on my YouTube channel. I know Tori, you watched it with me and attorney Simone. There's a lot of stuff underlying there. Ralph isn't trying to take her for all her money. He already was getting 40% of Drew Sidora LLC. He wants that to continue. Like, it's not like he's just coming after her money. He already was getting that as an employee because he was helping her with her career. I also, underlying, she took out a large loan. against the home that he is paying for, and she has not paid the loan back. I feel like she took that money out to help fuel her music career, because she didn't have a music contract at the time. So there's a lot in the paperwork. No, I don't feel like she's just a victim. I don't feel like she's just taking care of them kids on her own and that only her mother is helping her. There is more to the story. Do I think that he is the only one with infidelities? No. Do I think that more may have happened with Ty that is not being said? Absolutely. Just my thoughts, allegedly. Don't get me in trouble, y'all. But yeah, I agree with you there. She's a bit of a liar. But when it comes to Shamia and Portia, agree. They need to leave her alone. But yeah, I didn't like Shamia at that radio station at all. Then we see Brit. Brit is selling knockoff Skims. It's called Bare Naked or Bare and Naked. It was definitely giving bare bones. Honey, it's no different than any other shapewear that we have seen. Now, what confused me, because she had, she put an event together, and she said she was having a Polo Classic event for her knockoff Skims. And I literally wrote in my notes then, and then I was glad to see later in the episode everybody agreed. Like, I wrote, why that as the theme? What does that have to do with shapewear? So that was the question everybody had. How do you tie in a Polo Classic with knockoff Skims or shapewear? I have no idea. So I was confused there, but we'll talk about the event in just a second. We then see Angela at her investment property. That property looks a mess. I'm sorry. The property looks a mess. I have no idea why you would invest in 7 homes. Maybe it's a rich thing and I ain't rich, so I don't know. But to invest in 7 homes at one time, wanting them all to sell, for you to sink all this money in and be $2 million in debt, and then you have this house on the market and you list it for $500,000-$600,000, and then you have to drop it down to just the original price that you paid for it or the money you put into it is crazy to me. That guy that she showed as the realtor, I've seen him before on Instagram where he was guaranteeing her that it'll be sold in like a month's time. I don't know. I've seen him before. I ain't gonna, my impression just from the way he was dressed and stuff, it was definitely giving Simon Squared. It was giving scam realtor. I've seen him on Instagram before. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, so she's put all this money into these homes and now she's just breaking even. That's insane. I would have did 1 property at a time, maybe 2, but to do like 7 properties at once, I don't get it. So hopefully she can figure that out. But that property still had a lot of work that needed to be done. The last property we saw, the ceilings was low, like Kelly said. The closet was giving pantry, like where my clothes going? I don't know. So I hope this works out for her, but it seems like there still needs to be some more revamps happening. I'm really not interested in this whole beef because neither is Charles, but she talked about her mom and her family wanting to move out of the house that they bought for them. Good girl, you need to sell that and get some money back. Sell that house and get some money in your pocket because you already in debt. But if Charles don't care about the family drama, why should I care about it? But she's gonna sit down and have a conversation with her mom because apparently a conversation that her mom had with Charles didn't go well. The family don't like him, don't care for him, and she's trying to reconcile that. I really don't care, and he don't either. So we get to Britney's event, and even the producers asked Britney, like, what does a Polo Classic or a country club have to do with shapewear? And she's like, it has nothing to do with it. It's just my theme. We've been doing some ratchet stuff and we need to have a classy event. Classy, this event was not. Nothing about it was classy at all. But at this event, she said that the event planner was not ready. They literally put it on the screen. Thank you to these shady producers. 5 minutes before event starts, there was nothing out. No step and repeat. Nothing advertising her business. No pictures. No models. It was definitely giving fashion show with no fashions. How dreadful. And the event planner spoke out. I posted that for you guys last night, but the event planner spoke out saying, like, look, this was not her fault. She's saying that she was not in charge of food. We'll get to that. She also said that she was only there to put up decorations. She had trouble. She said there was delays. They got there early. She said there was delays because of camera and lighting needed to be set up by Bravo. And also that this wasn't a private event, that Britney ain't got no pull to shut down an entire country club. The country club was open to the public. We saw that. Hence all those men looking at them like fools out there golfing in those outfits and messing up the green. But it was not a closed private event. They had to work around those restrictions as well to try to set up. So Tori, I think you responded on that as well. I posted it. I'll put it on YouTube too. I should post it on YouTube. I got to get better at making sure I put the news on YouTube for everyone too. But I'll put that up there. She wrote like two stories about it. But I was saying to myself, the event plan, girl, you ain't got to clear your name. We was not blaming you at all. Even though Britney tried to blame her as the event planner, saying that she didn't set things up appropriately, I really didn't blame her. But Kelly and Shamia arrived. She got them out there golfing and they outfits, they sweating, fake, the wig slipping back, makeup is running. She said Shamia said her lip was sweating. Why did you send them there to golf? I have no idea. Nobody else golfed. Meanwhile, she's out there golfing and her guests are arriving. And she's telling them how the event planner put menus out for everyone when only she was expecting for her table to eat. Like the girls of Real Housewives of Atlanta, although she had all these, and I saw a few influencers in that crowd. She had a lot of influencers and people there to fill the room, yet she was not planning to feed them no more than light bites and cocktails. They weren't even supposed to sit down at tables. They were supposed to be at like stand-up cocktail tables. How do you do that? The event planner spoke on that as well, where she said that Britney had budget restrictions that wouldn't allow for everyone to eat. She wasn't in charge of food, nor should she be in charge of telling everybody those menus weren't meant for you. You not eat and you just get light bites. Who does that? Who has a party? How dreadful, honey. You have a party and you're not going to feed all of the guests that you invited. You're going to give just your invitees on the show meals while everybody sits around them and them in the center watching them eat and you don't feed them. I'm low-key ready to reach out. Like I said, I saw a few influencers in the crowd. I'm legit gonna reach out and get it, and I want to hear from one of them. I'm gonna try to do that and hear their thoughts on this event because that was just terrible. Yeah, Lily, I posted it. She called her out, and I ain't blaming her at all. I was glad she spoke up for herself and, trying to tarnish her name. It didn't tarnish it to me, but I could see how she felt that way. Yes, a total hot ass mess. It was just, I guess it was on brand for a housewife trying to start a business, right? We've seen so many failed events and failed startup companies. I guess it was right on brand for that. I guess you could say that. I saw that too. They were all looking like, do they got lobster over there and we ain't got nothing? Child, it was terrible. So terrible. But yeah, so they all sitting at the table. Angela brings Charles. Why she brought Charles? Well, we know why, just to announce that he ain't got no side baby. But he was like the only guy there. I have no idea why she brought Charles to the event. Of course, he looked like he didn't want to be there because he don't ever look like he want to be around here, he around the cameras or around her at all. But they're sitting at the table. Britt gives them all gifts. She gifts them all shapewear. It came in the Amazon box that she received it in her house in. It was in a cardboard box, no presentation. They said it ain't even have tissue paper in it. And she gives Angela an extra large shapewear. And Angela's like, okay, you trying to be shady. All right, it's the thought that counts. whatever. And she feels the need. Maybe, I don't know why. Maybe she's hangry at the point, but they hadn't got served yet, I don't think. Excuse me. But she feels the need to blurt out to everyone, I just want to clarify, Charles does not have a side baby. What? That did not provide any clarity for anyone, but she feels like she needed to bring that up. And Charles followed up saying, like, because Brittany said, well, we both said some bad things to each other. Like, I'm not one of Charles' whores. And Charles said, I don't mess with hoes. I don't mess with hoes. Okay, Charles. We gonna keep watching this season. But he said he don't mess with no hoes, honey. He didn't say he ain't had no side baby. I'm just saying he said that he don't mess with hoes. Maybe they classy and getting pregnant. I have no idea. But she felt the need to blurt that out. I just don't know, honey. And then it goes kind of into, from that segueing from that announcement of no side baby, we get into Drew and her saying that she wants to sit down and have a conversation with Brittany. If anything went left, she wants to clear the air. And from there, Kelly jumps in, as always. Got to get her moment in. She jumps in and says, make sure when y'all sit down, you tell the truth too. And Shamia then jumps in and say, yeah, because there's some conversations that were had where I was called a lap dog, and I'm just trying to figure out how I caught a stray. And Drew says, because lapdog behavior, you have all this energy about Dennis when that's something I should be discussing with Portia. I don't know what your beef is with me. And then Shamia just does the most. She's like, arf, arf, she barking. So are you a lapdog? Because she barking and saying, I ain't got to listen to you. I ain't got to listen. She turning her back. Like, that's what I was saying. You don't have this energy for Portia, but you have this energy for Drew or anybody else except for Portia. I think Angela said it in the after show too before, like, Shamia doesn't strike me as someone that lets someone run over her. So what is it with her and Portia? And that's what that's my same indication. That's why I told you I don't believe their beef is really real. I feel like this is made up as a best friend. She signed up to do this to help her with a storyline for the season because she's no longer Mrs. Gabati, or that has gone to the wayside. But overall, it was just a terrible event. Brittany spoke a little bit also about how she got into the shapewear line, which didn't make sense to me, because she's saying that she took her whole agency when she started her agency in 2020, I believe she said, either 2020 or 2022. She said she started her insurance agency. You guys are trying to tell me, not y'all, but just saying, like, you trying to tell me that you've created this large insurance empire, that you can wear all these fancy clothes and go to the Ferrari lot, yet you couldn't feed all your guests. You're telling me that you took your entire insurance agency to get any plastic surgery they want for their birthdays, and that is what started you on your journey of this bare naked shapewear line, because after your surgery, you were put in these ugly garments, by the way, which are surgical garments. So are you making surgical garments or are you making shapewear? I'm even more confused. But you can pay for everybody, including yourself, to get BBLs, boobs done, whatever, but you couldn't pay for plates at the country club. And she's saying this country club is in her neighborhood, but Kelly said that the neighbors didn't even seem like they knew her, child. How dreadful, guys. It was just a hot mess. I cannot explain to you. I was just sitting there in amazement of the hot mess of this episode. But I don't get it. Like, so I literally wrote that. So is it surgical garments? Do you wear them on a horse? Is that why we're at a classic polo? I have no idea. I'm gonna go right now and let me go look and see. Does Britt Edie have this in her in her bio, did she make a page for the? I saw she posted a picture of her in the shapewear, and that's the name of it, Bare and Naked. I told you that party gave bare bones, honey. She does have. She said, tune in a new episode of RHOA on Bravo and Peacock showcasing my new shapewear pre-launch. That was her pre-launch. So she has a page. She has 244 followers on her page. Bless her heart for her Bare Naked. Let's go to the link. I should pull this up for y'all. That's what I'm going to do. Let me stop sharing. Let me go ahead and pull this up for y'all so y'all can see it. Okay. Let's go to Brit page and I'm gonna pull it up. We're gonna go to the Bare Naked page, honey. I'm gonna share my screen with you. And let's see where this takes us. The journey of okay, it's sharing. Let me make sure y'all can see that. So I'll make myself smaller so we can take a look at that. So let's take a look at it. This is her page. This is her site. Is it gonna show y'all the site? I might have to let me stop sharing again and show you the actual site. Okay, can y'all can see the site right now, huh? Okay, this is the Bare Naked site. All it is a video. You got to sign up to get into it. She not selling nothing right now, y'all. I'm gonna put in my reality recap because why not? I'm a Skims girly myself, but let's just sign up. Thanks for subscribing. So this is it, y'all. I don't know how you get past this. Do you hit escape? There's nothing here to be sold. So that was her pre-launch. Maybe the relaunch is on the way too. How do you or the launch, honey? But you can't get past that site or this site of this video. Well, that answers my question, guys. I was trying to see, what's going on. Oh yeah, say in GA Business Records, it say she got a store. Yeah, she got a storefront, if you get what I'm saying. Because I'm still not convinced of what's going on with, it said, I keep hearing that her husband has a very checkered past. I keep telling y'all that. I keep hearing he has a checkered past. Drew spoke about it on her interview with Carlos King, where I gave you guys a recap, and she said how she doesn't feel like Brit is Real Housewives of Atlanta material. She says she's more fit for a rags to riches type reality show. She talked about how they're not being transparent or forthcoming or truthful about their past. I know that's rich coming from Drew, who lies a lot, but they say that there's some stuff going on in his past, which I plan on doing some digging and researching. I was going to reach out to Attorney Simone because she good at that. Reach out to my best friend, see if he can help me find some stuff too. Attorney Simone is literally boots on the ground at the Diddy case. So if you're wanting to know more about the case, and she's been there, she was there for yesterday's hearing and today as well. So Attorney Simone, hit her page up if you want to know more. She's breaking that down, but I was trying to see when she's going to return from that. But yeah. So there's nothing actually on sale on the site right now. You just can subscribe. So I'm subscribed, y'all. I'll let you know if I receive anything and what I do receive, honey. I will let you know. But there is nothing being sold on the Bare and Naked site at this time. But it's a storefront, all right. It's a storefront, Tori. That's what I said, Toria. Yeah, Drew, maybe she shouldn't be talking filing for unemployment. You were absolutely right. I said it was definitely rich coming from her, but there's just, I don't know, there's something about her husband that in my gut tells me I'm gonna find some stuff. So I definitely gonna have to look into that. But yeah, the event didn't end well. Cynthia, she got up and left. Cynthia is over it. She ain't giving us no snapping of the fingers and know what else is going on. She ain't rolling her neck and arguing with nobody. She's the fairy peach mother. She said, I did not come here for no circus. And circus, there it was. So she ended up leaving. And then we get to the end of the episode, which was amazing. Phaedra. She is back. The Shade Queen is back. She comes on the scene. She is, Portia goes to visit her at her house. They sit down and talk. And she addresses right away, which I don't feel like she fully addressed, in my opinion, but she addressed how she left the show the last time or was booted off the show because of the rumors she started about Candy and the dungeon and that they wanted to, do some things to Portia in this alleged dungeon. She talked about it, saying how she regret how she, had to leave the show. I just wanted her to issue an apology to Candy. I know that Candy probably wouldn't care. I don't think they'll ever be friends again. Never say never, but in this case, I do feel like that. I just wanted her to publicly apologize to Candy. She addressed it. Yeah, she didn't fully address. I agree, Toria. She didn't fully address it. Like, she talked about, I don't know, she used some Bible scripture or something like that, but she didn't just say, I was wrong. I made that up. I apologize. She just mentioned how she regret. And she said, but he without judgment cast the first stone. Is that what she said? I think that's what she used. I was like, not sure how that applies, sis. You just need to apologize. So that part I was disappointed in. I wanted to just hear her come out and do that. But from there, they sit down and she asked what's going on with the girls. And she said that, Britt 80 is a lady of the town, of the countries, that she has bodies. We already know that, but she said for sure that, she settled down and found somebody to marry her. So good for her. She also talked about Drew because, of course, Portia brought up that Drew's making music with Dennis. And she said, Drew making hot dogs? I thought she was into tacos. That's the word on the street between her and Ty. I said, come on with the tea. Come on with the tea. And then she also mentioned how somebody told her that Charles was married. She had no idea that Charles was married. It reminds me of Love and Hip Hop when Emily came on the scene and nobody knew that Fabulous all these years had had a dag on girlfriend for that long, or even with Drea Kelly when they were on Hollywood Exes or Atlanta Exes at the time. And none of us knew that he was married for a long time to that she was married to R. Kelly. It's so many women like that. So that's the vibe she gave, that nobody really knows that Charles is married. And it also lead me to believe that he doesn't present himself as a married man when he's out in these streets. So Angela has been very vocal in her interviews of how she has disdain for Phaedra. They seem to really get into it the rest of this season with her joining. So I can't wait. I can't wait for more from them and their beef. I definitely think that's going to spill into the finale as well. Tori, you don't think she owed Candy an apology, or she's meaning Phaedra, because she did repeat it? She repeated what was told. Carlos is behind all of that. One reason why he was fired from Bravo. Really? Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like she needed to just clear the air. And maybe if you feel like not an apology, I just wanted her to be like, whatever happened, clear that up, say it, and move past it. it was damaging to Candy. Well, not to me. I don't feel like it stopped Candy's bag at all. But just an apology of, hey, if this, caused any issues in your life, you sure she was crying the lies, the lies. I just wanted her to kind of address that and move on. He said, everybody keeps saying they didn't know Charles was married. It explains Angela's insecurities. Yeah, I mean, she's been transparent about infidelities in their marriage, but not to this extent. So Carlos said on a recent his podcast as well that they've been trying to get Angela on Real Housewives of Atlanta. He said since like season 3 or season 4, and she would not sign up. So I'm just wondering what changed. Was it more to hide back then? I don't know. Or was Charles totally against it then? Like, did he really not like her back then? And now he's like, all right, you sunk $2 million into these investments. Get my money back. Get on this show. I don't know. Just all my crazy thoughts. But yeah, I mean, she dropped more tea in that 5 minutes. I laughed so hard in that 5 minutes than I have this entire season, besides this dreadful bare and naked shapewear event. I enjoyed seeing her come back. There's mixed reviews in my comments. Some don't like Phaedra. I have no issues with Phaedra. I think she's funny. I think she can read the house down, and I'm here for it. I'm glad that she's back. So we'll see. She's been invited, or she's been, invited to Grenada. Portia invited her. They called Kelly to make sure it was okay. So she is going on the Grenada trip as well. I cannot wait. Y'all know I will give you a sneak peek of the new episode. Having Phaedra comes back makes me happy, but it also makes me sad because that means that we are ending, the season is coming near an end. The reunion, according to the streets, allegedly the reunion will be taped next week, next Thursday on June 5th. Y'all know I got you with reunion looks when they drop. I can't wait to see the seating chart and where they fall. That'll tell us even more about the drama of this rest of this season. So I can't wait. I'm looking for it all here. Just shade. The finale looks really good with something going on with Charles. So I can't wait for that. I told you guys I had someone in my DMs that wanted to come on when we got closer to the finale. I think he may have been there or involved. So I will keep in touch with him as well. So I hopefully have some surprises in store for you. So make sure you keep it locked to my Instagram and Facebook, reality_recap. I always got the tea for you. So keep it locked. But yeah, guys, that's my thoughts on Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 12. Again, I will give you a sneak peek. I will be back probably tomorrow to give you my thoughts on Basketball Wives, Monday's episode. So make sure that you look out for that. So again, subscribe. It's coming across the screen. YouTube, Reality Recap 2876. Like, share, and subscribe. Set your alerts so you don't miss any of my recaps. Make sure that you like this video. Please hit those like buttons, hit those hearts. I appreciate you so much stopping in on your lunch breaks or just in the middle of the day, whatever you're doing. Thank you for coming in and interacting with me. I appreciate you guys. Now, before I get out of here, as I always say, reality TV stars are humans too. Let's not forget that. It's your girl V with Reality Recap. Y'all enjoy the rest of your hump day. Peace.